Hello everyone. It's stream time because things have gone shittily wrong this week and I can't be arsed working on it anymore without doing something to take mind off it at the same time. So I'll go more into that in a second. If there's any problems with the stream, I don't know about them at the moment. Reason being that, sadly, I'm having issues with the productivity computer at the moment. So it's currently rebuilding for the 4th time, having been stripped down, destroyed, ripped to its component parts, then rebuilt. Interestingly, the game now has focus. Thank you. So give a clicker on silly windows, isn't it? Really. Hi, Erin. You're in the game. Wow, that's cool. Rather than in chat. Of course, you can't hear me talking, can you? So, what now? Just milling about different star systems. This may not be the most informative of streams today because my head's all over the place today. It's weird. It's been a shitty couple of days. Ah, so chat is working then, so the stream is working. That's good then, that's good to know. Trying out a new bit of kit today. I've got, on the advice of Fiery Toad, I've installed Chatty. So I now have an actual chat window I can look at while I'm playing, which is pretty cool. So, we need to work out where we're going, don't we? Move towards that big blobbing space over there. Hey look, there's Erin. Huh. Wow. I'll just click on him and see where he is. Wow. All the way over there. Do you know what? I'll plot a route to him. Oh well, there goes the bloody sound again. Ghosty mouse pointer, that's cool. Plot route. That's cool. As long as the stream sound's working, that's fine. I can cope. Okay. I'm not going to be on for long, I'm just going to be on until the machine has fixed itself. Right, so what's been going on now? Why am I streaming? Why am I playing a game when I should be working? Well, how many jumps? I'll tell you when I get out of my cut of hyperspace. Thursday night, Windows crashed on me on my productivity laptop. I don't know if anybody's seen. I did a quick Periscope test earlier on today to see what was going on. On the back of that, yesterday it crashed again. Fuel scooping. How many jumps you were asking? Let's see, 31 jumps. I'm not going to get to you today, dude. I'm only going to be playing for a couple of hours, if that. Might not even be hours, to be honest. Maybe half an hour, something like that. Anyway, as I was saying, yes, Thursday computer crashed. Friday I came up to do some work on the computer, and after about 10 minutes of being in, it crashed again and dropped to reboot. And I've dropped the Windows 10 equivalent of a blue screen of death, which was saying this computer is frozen, little sad face in the middle, stolen from Apple Mac. And then restarted, and when it restarted it wasn't overly happy. It got back into the main screen and then dropped to a black screen. No crash, no nothing. When I tried to restart it, it gave me blinking lights on the caps lock and numlock lights. 2 blinks, meaning the BIOS was corrupted. So I restarted the computer. Well, using the gaming PC and its browser, I looked up what that meant and how to fix it. It gave me a keyboard command I could use to at least get into the computer to try and sort something out. So I went into it and I had a look round, and when I restarted, it gave me a key code to use to restart the computer, and when it came on it said that it had shut down because of a catastrophic overheat. Now this computer does tend to run quite hot, I've noticed, but it always has, and it's never really been a problem before. Like where the fan is, it does run very, very hot. So tried a few things to try and sort it out, and then the problem with it was, because Windows 10 had crashed me so many times, I decided I was going to reinstall Windows as well. So I put Windows 8 back on it, and it was during that reinstallation procedure that it actually dropped to the black screen. Sorry, so much has gone on the last couple of days, my head's like mint. So when I put it back on again after the reinstall, it did all that. As I was trying to do the reinstall, the bit from the CD came on again and then dropped straight to a black screen again as I was putting in the password for the network. So the next phase was find out why it was overheating, and the usual culprit is the fact that the fan gets blocked up with dust. So I hoovered out the thing, and there's a great big clump of dust stuck behind the vent, which is too big to get through the vent. Now HP and Infinite Wisdom have decided that it's a good idea to put wire mesh, a quite fine wire mesh, over the vent so the air can get through but bugger all else can get through. So the bad part of that is that of course all the dust then just sticks to the thing and clogs it all up, but you can't get it out from the outside. So strip the computer down, which is what I did earlier on today. That's what I spent all today doing. Yeah, dust elephants, pretty much. Oh look of shame. But so yes, I've cleaned everything out. I've stripped the thing down. I did a quick Periscope broadcast while I was doing that, because it was becoming evident I wasn't going to get any objective work done today because of that. And that was at 11 o'clock this morning. I have only just now, in the last half hour, put the computer back together again, and it's going to be, it's currently running through a hard drive test, because I'm going to do a test of all the hardware, make sure it's all running properly, then switch it off and restart it. Well, I'm going to switch it off, leave it off for a bit so it cools down again, then restart it. I've found a few things. I had to do loads and loads of different keyboard combinations to try and get things working again, and at one point I thought I'd actually buggered something up because it was giving me a whole different beep code, well, a whole different flash code that was saying that the CPU wasn't working properly, but it was essentially because I'd pressed the wrong sequence of keys when I was starting it up, and rather than holding the power button down for a second, I'd held it down for 5 seconds, which hard reset the entire BIOS apparently, or something. So it's all fixed, it's all put back together. It's currently in the BIOS doing all of its hard drive tests at the moment. I've then got a memory test I want to do, There isn't an option for a CPU test, but if I could I would. But everything seems to be working okay. The heat, as he checks it, still feels like you could fry an egg on it, so it's still bloody hot. But as I say, it's always been bloody hot, it's just that the fan has always managed to keep track of it until now. The HP forums, for it's an HP laptop I have suggested that there's some ways to get round that and ways to stop that happening. So if I can get the computer to boot in at Windows for long enough, I will then start doing that. And then hopefully I should be able to get back into Windows and get some decent operation. Now the computer's always run at maximum rate because I've never throttled it down. But I was playing games on it and stuff, and it was fine. But apparently you can throttle the processor down so that when it's on full whack, it only uses 90% of the processor. So I'm going to do that and see what happens. The fan seems not to work as fast as it was before, which is a bit odd. I'm not hearing it because usually it's whirring like a bastard when it gets hot. Oh, I don't need this. So yeah, a bit of a shitty couple of days really. While I was mucking about with it last night, I did a little bit of exploring again while I was waiting. The option I've got, check if it spins. It is spinning. I've looked underneath it while it was working. It is spinning. Yeah, the fan. Yeah, I know it is spinning. So hopefully, where am I going? Oh yeah, little planet. It's spinning, but it's not doing the usual throttle up, throttle down. But I think that's usually controlled by Windows. So I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to go into the BIOS and make sure the settings are okay, and then go into Windows and check that and hope it's all fine. But yes, it's definitely humming because I can feel it. I can feel it humming. Oh god, that is roasting hot. It's actually painful to touch. If you leave your finger on the side of the computer for about 2 seconds, it actually gets too hot to handle. Feels like it could burn. But obviously, the fan is working because I can feel the blast of hot air coming out the side, so it's definitely on. It's just for some reason it's generating a shitload of heat. It needs to be running faster, but I think with it being on the BIOS, it takes its time. It doesn't actually kick the fan into full gear if it's getting hot. So I'm going to go in and check all the options and make sure everything's okay. And the good news is the hard disk test passed. So what else have I got? Fan always on, enabled. There's not a lot of options in this BIOS, to be honest with you. Okay. Oops. As long as you keep the work data is all on a separate hard drive. I keep all the RPG stuff is on a separate hard drive, and it's also backed up to the cloud, so I'm not going to lose anything. It's lucky it's on the cloud. I do tend to do a backup every couple of days. I did lose some work off the hard drive copy because when the computer went down it took the copy of Word with it and then corrupted the file, so I had to get that back. So I did lose about an hour and a half's worth of stuff, but luckily I hadn't been writing overly much. It was just more to do with editing bits and sort of research, and I lost more work on the vehicle sheet because I changed some bits of the vehicle sheet more than anything else. So not a lot of text was lost, but I rewrote it again yesterday. during my lunch break. No, I didn't. Didn't work on it yesterday. It was yesterday. It was Thursday night. Well, when did I did have to make a backup and then retrieve a backup, and I can't think when it was. Was it yesterday? Yes, it was yesterday. Because it dropped down and then I lost the file. Retrieved the file, got the stuff back, saved it, and that was when the computer went down. So I managed to get that back. It was still on the hard drive at that point. That's fine, yeah. Yeah, well, I've been in IT for a while, and I'd be a hypocritical IT technician who sits and recommends that everybody should back up their stuff to different places now and again if I didn't do it myself. It's, yeah, I've been burned with that one a few times, so I do tend to back everything up every couple of days that I've worked on to my cloud storage service. So, very useful thing to do. Anyone who has any sort of computing should do that. Just restart. I'm just getting the startup menu on. I'll do system diagnostics this time. Oh! So startup test. There's the vague possibility I've neglected to plug back in the touchpad. Oops! Every cable bar one I've plugged back in again. That's a bug. I never use a touchpad anyway, so. I managed to replug everything back in except the bloody touchpad. That's irritating. Okay, so system information, let's see. Processor 2300, memory. Okay. That's fine. Startup test. Startup test. Startup test, estimated time 59 minutes. It doesn't take that long. It's like Microsoft minutes. It just takes however long it takes. I think last night when I did this it took about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So. Oh, but yeah, so I wanted to use today to get a load of work done, because this week, as well as other things going on, has been a shitty week for working on the book anyway. Monday night streams were the only thing that went right, even though that was all tits up as well. This has been a really shit week. Started off bad and got worse. Yeah, so all the technical issues I was having with the stream on Monday there, sound not working, OBS losing all of its settings, the stream not wanting to initialise properly. Tuesday was meant to be my day of getting a lot done, because it's been my birthdays. Oh, for God's sake, speak English, idiot. My son's 16th birthday this week, on Wednesday, so there's been a lot of stuff to get done the start of the week to get that prepared. We went out to retro gaming weekend on Sunday, spent a few hours playing old games and old computers and stuff, which was fun. That was partly his present, partly my Father's Day present. So that was Sunday. Monday was the stream. Tuesday evening when I finished work, I picked up my wife and we went shopping. Get the bits and pieces for various house bits and so on. For some reason that shopping trip took 3 hours. And 2 hours of that was going around Asda. I mean, seriously. Really? Rescan again? Everything's going to irritate me today. Everything's going to irritate the shit out of me today. Um, so rather than have, because Wednesday was already going to be a loss because that was we were going out for Derry's birthday. So that was going to be an evening of not getting anything done anyway. So Tuesday was supposed to be the day to try and make up for that, because that's usually the night off that I have to spend with the family. So Monday night is Monday night stream, Tuesday night I spend time with the family, and the rest of the week is devoted to working. But because we were busy the Wednesday, my wife had said let's not have our thingy, let's not have our family night. Let's just let you work. And then of course by the time I got back in from shopping, got everything sorted out, it was actually gone 10 o'clock, and by the time I would have got upstairs to get everything started, it would have been 11 o'clock, and I would have been in no mood to actually get anything done at that point. And then Wednesday of course we were out, so we stayed out till about 11 o'clock, came back in, no point in getting anything done then. Thursday did I get anything done? Thursday wasn't too bad. I managed to get a little bit of stuff done, but only managed to get an hour or so of work done. And then but obviously with the system problems and all that. And then last night was just a complete bust. There was something on Thursday that interrupted the creative process quite severely as well, and that was unfortunate. But sometimes you just have these weeks. Sometimes these weeks come along now and again. And when I was doing a monthly update schedule for the Kickstarter, it wasn't too bad, because I could make up for that bad week with the rest of the weeks that were there. Be as productive as I could manage the other weeks, and then that 1 week of getting bugger all done could be swallowed up, and then just obviously give the balance. But when I'm now doing weekly updates, I did feel that little bit of pressure to actually say something productive gets done every week. And this is the first time where it's came along, and it's been just a week of getting bugger all sorted. So never mind. I'll do an update Monday, and hopefully people will be accepting of it. Because I mean, we're going out again tomorrow because there's a Star Wars thing on at the Sheffield Space Centre. But David Prowse is going to be, oh god, sorry. Late night last night, early morning this morning, trying to get all this computer shit sorted. So tomorrow we're going to Sheffield Space Centre, where a few Star Wars people will be there doing a Star Wars themed event. David Prowse, who was the original person in the suit of Darth Vader, will be there. Pardon me. So quite looking forward to that. But again, it's another half a day where I'm going to get bugger all done, and if I don't get anything done today, that means that this entire week has involved about 1, maybe 2 hours worth of work, which is shit. And even though we've done quite a lot of stuff family-wise, I've not enjoyed a lot of it. I'm going to go tomorrow only because everybody else wants to go, and don't tell anyone I said this, but I don't want to go. I would rather get work done. But I know everybody else really wants to go, so we're just doing it as sort of Derry's last 16th birthday extravaganza. Because not every year your 16th birthday comes along, is it? Truly a once in a lifetime thing. Yeah, that's the other thing. See, Nightbot's just thrown up the LaveCon thing as well, just to remind me. And I've just realised I've spelt 2015 wrong. 2105. What a twat. Flippin' heck. Can't do anything right. Yeah, this week is the last week I get a full week. And this weekend is the last... Oh, again! This is the last full weekend I've got before LaveCon, because I have Dan the Publishing Man coming round for a barbecue next weekend. But I'll get some work fading around that anyway. and then it's LaveCon. So I was hoping to get the rulebook sent out to the guys that might be GMing some stuff at LaveCon this weekend, but that ain't gonna happen, is it? I'm hoping to get the latest revision of the rules tested, but that's not gonna happen either. It's all just tits up. The Star Wars thing's a once in a lifetime thing. To be honest, mate, it's not that special. It's just Dave Prowse is the only named person there. Everybody else is people that have just done minor things on stuff. There's no big names there. David Prowse will turn up to anything if you pay him enough. Oh, that's harsh. That's probably going to be libel material there. Sorry, Dave Prowse is a person who will turn up to any event because he will quite happily publicise Star Wars. He quite enjoys the fact that he's associated with being Darth Vader. But as a result, he is a very common guest for a lot of things, and he'll go to pretty much anything. So you can see him quite often. He's been in Derby once already, I'm sure, because there was a convention thing held just around the corner from where I live. I'm sure he was at that as well. Is it Gen Con or something like that it's called? Some British only convention thing. But yeah, he was at that. But there's no other big names there. I mean, it's just people in costumes and cosplay and probably merchandise to get sold for vastly inflated prices. I mean, if you like signed photos of David Prowse, then that's your thing, I suppose. Did enjoy the retro gaming thing. I didn't expect that I'd enjoy it as much as I did, actually. But it was nice to see the old machines there that I used to have, and although it has made me nostalgic, I miss my Amiga and I miss my Spectrum and I want them back. I really wish I hadn't sold them to get various bits and pieces. But we'll see. I'm just world weary this week, so I apologise if my voice is of that sort of depressed, can't be arsed tone today, but it's generally how I feel at the moment. Oh, so bloody tired. Can't believe I forgot to plug the bloody thing back in. What a twonk. In order to plug it back in again, I'm going to have to disassemble the whole bloody computer again, because it's underneath the main top thing, which has to be unscrewed with about 20 different screws. No touchpad for me. I knew there was an empty thing there. I knew there was a slot that didn't have anything plugged into it that I needed to plug something into. You still have a C64? Awesome. Wow. Oh, come on. Oh. The fan just get into high gear. Well, if it's still got a coax cable on your telly, then it should still work. Because that's one thing that's never changed, isn't it? It's still coax cable that connects it between the two. One thing I'm nerved about at the minute is in amongst my entire collection of stuff that was in my auntie's garage was my old Amiga discs. Just trying to find some way of getting them read, getting the files off them. You're trying to work out that the cheaper way to do it might be to actually buy an Amiga. Apparently it's quite hard to read files from an Amiga disk on a PC, because you need some kind of hardware converter to read it, because PC disks and Amiga disks are apparently Amiga disk drives and PC disk drives are completely different. So even though you can read a PC disk in an Amiga, you can't read an Amiga disk in a PC, which just makes no bloody sense whatsoever. I also can't understand why PC mice are still as crap as they are. Because Amiga, you could actually spin an Amiga mouse in D-Paint or something. You could spin it around and make perfect circles, no matter how fast you spun that mouse. But on PCs, you spin it around in something like PaintShop Pro or Paint or even something like that, and you get jaggy lines because it doesn't keep up. The refresh isn't quick enough to keep up with the mouse movement, which sucks. Feels like what, 20 years? 20 years now it's been different. It still doesn't work properly. It sucks. Sucks. Yeah, I've seen a few Amigas on Amazon. I think there's about 50 quid or something you can pick one up for. And I have thought about it, but it's the money more than anything else. Finding the spare parts to do it and justifying it to the wife. Why are you spending 50 quid? To read some discs? Yeah, that'll go down like a dose of salts, wouldn't it? Never mind, when I get this RPG published and I'm a world famous author, then I can spend what I like on what I like. Because obviously this RPG is going to make me millions, isn't it? Yeah, tongue firmly in cheek there. Right, that's that system done. Where next? Snuffy. The joys of being in the snuffy sector. The test going. Memory test passed, smart check is passed, short DSTs passed, optimised DSTs in progress, and has 5 minutes and 42 seconds remaining.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hardware wise, it's all looking good. The battery test because I don't have the battery connected. Unexplored. Is it Windows 10? It was Windows 10. I was trying out the preview, but it wasn't very stable, and obviously I had a fair few crashes before the main crash kicked off. So I was in the process of putting Windows 8 back on it when all this overheating business started. I'm actually wondering whether it's something to do with Windows 10 that's maybe caused the problem, that it wasn't managing the heat properly. So I'm going to try Windows 8 again, which worked on it fine for over a year. For over 2 years actually, wasn't it? Thinking about it. No, I'm going to try Windows 8 again because it managed fine with that for however long it was managing, and then see what happens. I like Windows 10. It's a nice operating system. It looks nice. It works nice. It seems to have a nice interface, and I like it better than the stupid task button, start button that you get with 8.1. But I don't think it'll change. I think I'm going to stick with 8 for now. I just wonder whether Windows 10 is just too much for this little computer to handle. But I'm contemplating even just sticking Windows 7 back on it, like it came with. Stick with the recommendations. It's a long day. Yeah, Windows 7 is. I actually think it's getting more and more towards looking like a Mac. You know, I think it does hark back a little to the Windows 7, but it retains enough of the Windows 8 experience to make it a nice compromise. I think it looks nice. It works nicely. But I think I'll wait until the full release comes out, and I think we'll wait until the first service pack comes out as well. I'll just stick with Windows 8 for now. If all else fails, I'll stick a VM to my virtual machine. So I've installed VirtualBox VM Manager on the gaming PC, and what I might do is I might actually make that into a standby productivity machine. The problem I've got is that working on the games machine is horrible because the monitor, obviously it's a television like I said, but it's just too big. It's too big for productivity work to be done on, because it does my eyes in. Absolutely does my eyes in. Absolutely does my eyes in. Reading text on it is not good. There's nothing wrong with 8.1. The only thing I've got against 8.1 is the start menu. If that was a little better organised and not so far into touchscreen land that it's unusable for desktops, then it'd be perfect. But I think it's quick, it's easy to use, it's efficient, doesn't seem to run all that hot. And on the games machine it runs like shit off a shovel. It's great. Well, that would put you off it. I fully understand that. And the sound came back. I've got sound back again. Yay! I don't think I could do tech support on the current versions of Windows. I mean, doing tech support on Windows 95 and 98 was bad enough, but all the different things that Windows 8 and Windows 7, even Windows 2000 when it came out, I mean, they were just difficult. The irony being, of course, that Windows kind of went that way to try and make it easier for your average user to cope with what's happening, but it just makes it harder. Something goes wrong, we're supposed to diagnose it, and if you can't, because they've obfuscated everything you need to be able to get to, it's a nightmare. I do some tech support at the minute on clients' computers, and the ones that have moved from WinXP to Windows 7 is bad enough. It may as well not have though, because it was so differently organised to the Windows XP one that everyone just went ballistic about it. People still do. Where's all my programs? Where's all my stuff? Where's all the stuff I had before? It's gone. Get over it. Move on. Yeah, as I say, Windows 8 start menu is the biggest pile of wank I've ever seen in my life. Just to make it touchscreen compatible with all the big buttons there. If you're using a computer, in order to customise your start menu, you've got to go into that stupid arrow thing at the bottom and then go into your main list, which is stupidly organised across screens. One of the big things that we always used to say when I was a developer, well, I still am a developer, but when I was a UI developer, was do not make people scroll horizontally. Do not do it. So what do Windows do? Your start menu scrolls horizontally. Oh, makes sense. Well done. Just because you want to have big icons on there, you've got to make everybody scroll around. Well, sod you. I sincerely think that's why Linux is doing so well at the moment. Windows 10 does bring it back a little bit. It does work. You've still got your fairly big icons, but you've got your proper start menu there as well. Exactly. It's not intuitive. Every other bit of software, everything else that you use, everything that's in the marketplace, including other Microsoft products, scroll vertically. When you click on something or you click on a drop down, it scrolls vertically. It doesn't scroll horizontally. So, what did they think? Let's make everything just in Windows on its own, scroll horizontally. Just the start menu as well. Even your lists of stuff or your details window on your Explorer windows, they scroll vertically, don't they? Yes, they do. They don't scroll off the side of the screen when you go horizontally, do they? No, they don't. I've just slowed down. I've slowed down! My speed was below the thingy. Dear Tita, still saying 3 minutes. It's been saying 3 minutes now for about 15 minutes. Now still working. Oh, it's gone to 94%. Oh well, it's still working, it's still doing something, it's still moving. Oh, come on then, headset. There you go. Oh, 4,000 light years. Oh, I've not done that one yet. Oh. Face palm indeed. There we go. Optimized DST passed. Battery test not installed. Startup test passed. Back to main menu. I'm not going to do a running test. I've done a hard disk test. I've done a memory test. Can't do a battery test because it's not plugged in. No errors. Okay. We'll boot from the CD. What was slowing down for? Most people that use computers don't adapt well to change. This is what I've always had a problem with, and I've done tech support since Windows 3.1 was the standard, and the more you dramatically change a system, the less people will like it, because if you use something for 2 years, 3 years, and that's your productivity, that's what you use to do your work or do your job or whatever, and you get used to that, then you take such a hit to your productivity when someone comes along and says, oh, we're upgrading from Windows 3 to Windows 95 or from Windows 98 to Windows XP or stuff like that, and then it's just everyone gets all. It may be better, it might work better, it might look better, it might have better functionality and more options, but it's just Jesus. Well, the change from 3.11 was to Windows 95, and then after Windows 95 it was Windows 98, then after Windows 98 there was a long gap, and then there was Windows XP. So when I was doing tech support from Windows 3.1 onwards, I was working for PC World at the time, so we were going from people who were used to using either DOS or Windows 3.1, and we're suddenly moving on to Windows 95. So everyone's saying, where's Program Manager? Where's Program Manager? I don't know where Program Manager is. How do I get Program Manager on? You don't. Sorry. Right. Productivity PC is now off. All self-tests have been done. I'm now waiting for it to cool down before I go into Windows and see if I can slow the processor down slightly. Yeah, so I think just as I was leaving, actually, when I left doing tech support, went into programming, it was still Windows. It was 98 at that point. It just moves on to 98, I think. So it was still more or less the same application, the same program, just slightly better. So that wasn't a big problem, because 95 and 98 weren't all that different. Oh, Windows ME, oh god. We'd just started shipping, when I was still with PC World, before I left, I was in programming, I wasn't on tech support, where people coming through to us asking about it because they'd never seen it before, and we were the only ones that had actually seen it, because we'd seen it on demo machines that we were using. Oh god, the Windows ME debacle. That was a horrible, horrible operating system. It was the Vista of its time. They do bring out some howlers now and again, operating system wise, and then try and forget them and brush them under the carpet. Vista and ME were the just, oh god. Nice. Four emails, aren't I lucky? I was under the halfway point. Tell me that. Yeah, if I'm travelling thousands of light seconds, I usually whack up to full whack for a bit until I get about halfway there, then ramp it down a little. Usually when I get within about 5,000, I'll drop it down back to the 50%, or the just under the halfway point of the speed, ideal speed thing. But sometimes it just doesn't work out where you are. Sometimes it just makes the mistake of saying you're going too fast even when you're not going too fast. Yeah, I quite often do that when it says a minute or 30 seconds. I'll say, right, okay, drop it down. Hey Caleb Dark, how you doing? What's up with you, Caleb Dark, on this fine Saturday afternoon? And that's it for the system, I think. It is indeed. How much fuel have we got? Loads. Ooh. Top up the fuel tanks before I move on.
Fuel scooping.
Running supplies, eh? No, you and all this power play stuff here. You can keep it. Ugh. Bounty hunting sounds fun. That's one thing I've not done yet, actually. I suppose I have to an extent. I did a little bit of combat around some res zones, but I didn't. Not any specific bounties given to me by anyone. As part of this power play gibberish, then not interested, I'm afraid. I'm looking for life forms. Not really, I was exploring for the sake of exploring.
Fuel scooping complete.
13 unlucky for some, eh? Spin round and grab this star. Getting a bit nuts, but not finding any freshly discovered planets at the moment. Hoping that the further out I go, the more I might find the odd one or two. Oh god, everything's miles away. Stop it. Okay, everyone's clustered around the same bit though. Yeah, I know it's optional. When presented with all the options, I decided to go exploring. That should tell you something. I have to admit, I mean, I had a stressful day yesterday, what with everything that kicked off. And I have to admit, just doing this for a couple of hours, while I was doing all the rebuilding and all that, trying to restart the computer and get it working properly, just doing this for an hour or so was actually really relaxing. Just because the sound and the stars whipping by and the music playing. Actually, that's the point. Not playing Synaptics at the moment, am I? For various reasons, because I'm just trying to make sure that the volume doesn't kick out on me, which it did anyway, so it probably doesn't make any difference. You know, the computer music, the game music back on. And my sound's gone again. How typical is that? That's just cruel. I was enjoying having the sound back on there. Boo! As long as it's on the stream, it's this headset. I've spent 30 quid on a lemon, I think. It just seems that for some reason the driver kicks out. So although it's working okay for you guys on the computer, it's streaming it to the OBS system, but not streaming it to my speaker for some reason. I'm not sending it to my speaker. Almost like OBS has taken over. It's grabbed all the sound for itself and not giving me any. So I'll have to, as I said, I think I said this last time, I'm going to have to go through and check the settings. Yeah, it's a USB one. Starting to wish I'd just opted for the 3.5mm jack. How are we temperature wise? I'm going to unplug from the power main. Let's see if that'll cool the computer down any quicker. It's getting there. Number one son is back. The fresh faced 16-year-old's been at his sister's today up on her sort of garden out. That's obviously him back. So we'll probably knock on the door and try and pop in at some point. Because it does that. Even though I've got a sign on the door that says do not disturb, he knocks on the door anyway. And he's really quite intelligent, which is worrying. Hey-ho. Then I suppose I'm not really doing anything important today, so I don't mind. Not as the plan was, anyway. Yay, congratulations, Ezra. Was it one that was a fresh discovery for you alone, or somebody found it? Oh, that's a shame. Still, it's an Earth bike, yep, definitely. You'll get top dollar for that when you get back. Or top credit, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you'll definitely get a bunch of cash for that, definitely. Is that a star? It looks like one. Oops. I've no idea if it's a fixed payment or not. I don't know. So much about this game that I don't actually know. Yeah, it is fixed. I do believe it is fixed, depending on what thing you find and how well you scan it. It's a fixed price. So if you've got the best scanner and all that sort of stuff, then yeah, you should get a fair whack. But if it's 60k, it's 60k. I don't know. Yeah, it's a star. Oh God, no. Don't care about rocks. Told you. Yeah. The sign means nothing to you, does it?
It says Daft Press.
Does it? Well, it's flipped over again. It shouldn't say that. Streaming, what do you want? Okay. I've done the dishwasher, by the way.
Thank you.
I haven't emptied it yet though. That's your job. There you go. Doors. He says the sign changed. I don't believe him. I think he changed it himself. Again, like, I think it's because I wasn't paying attention. Once I've explored this system, I'm going to log off anyway, so I'll then go and finish off doing what I was doing on the thing. Yep, that's cooled down a fair bit. Seems to be the power supply makes it hot. So, because I was going to try and get this computer working again, I'm not going to have you all sitting there while I look at the computer and do other things that aren't involved in this game and this stream. So, I'd be boring for you. So, now that it's ready to get done, I'm going to finish this system off. Nope, rocks, don't care. Oh, haven't said that, looks like I'm done. Oops, sorry. Tell you what, I'll scan the rocks, just so that you've got something to. So I'm not leaving you in the lurch after having just said I'm going to leave you in the lurch. That'd just be tight. Put my fan on as well because it's getting rather hot here again. Again, west facing office. Sun comes down in the afternoon, bakes the entire office, which may not help the heat management systems on the computer, to be honest with you. Done it again, look. Well, I actually managed to catch this one in time. No, it's because I'm going past something else, isn't it? It's nothing to do with where I'm going. Bless me. Oh, there's a behaviour there in that sneeze. My nose got all tickly. See, this is where it gets silly. I'm now scanning something through a star. How's that meant to work? I've said before my thoughts on how exploration works and how it's not overly well thought out, and this is just one example of that. You should not be able to explore something through a star. So obviously the mechanic is based on distance, not relative position between yourself and other stellar bodies.
Fuel skip disengaged.
Yeah, it's fine, I don't know what you meant. Quite like the fact that as you travel, that band of Milky Way galaxy seems to change its shape. I've travelled, I've gone a couple of hundred light years, haven't I? So that has changed a fair bit. Okay, I think that's it, isn't it? That's my lot for today. So I'm going to draw that to a close then, I think, and I'll get on with fixing the computer, and hopefully get this evening to do a little bit of work. Let's hope. But until then, so thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, Edwin, for popping in right at the start and being here for the whole stream. You brave man, you. And you other guys there, Caleb Dark, thanks for popping in. Take care, and see you in the next stream, hopefully. Bye!